Hey guys, Mad Theories here. Now, I know it's been like a hot minute since I did like any theories or anything, but today I got like a little something special. Now, what'd happen, right? What'd happen if what'd happen if Natsu became the new Dragon King? Now, even though in the manga and how everything kind of like went down, I wasn't too happy about it because everybody gave Natsu power. He defeated him because this man was insanely powerful. Now let's just say how everything went down wrong in Acnologia. He murdered everybody. He murdered everybody. Now I'm not just saying like the few people that he did kill and whatnot. It was like, oh my god, it was sad, depressing, all that nonsense. But let's just say he actually went in. He murdered everybody. Now he killed Loxus. He killed Happy, he killed Wendy, he killed Lucy, he killed them all. And only people I say that was like, there's still a few people that's alive, but he killed what's his face? Not Gray. No, Gray will be still alive. In this theory, Gray will still be alive, but basically Natsu went in, and after when the defeat of the Dragon King, and once when Arc and Loki was defeated, and he seen how everybody was like laid out and how much it really cost him, it broke him. Like the fight broke Natsu after he defeated him. Like it literally broke Natsu that he's holding on to like Lucy's body and whatnot. She tells him and stuff like how she felt about him and this and that. It just messed him up. So what he does is he just completely bursts out of like rage and whatnot, and then after for a while he felt like he fell and he let everybody down and whatnot because he couldn't defeat him and he took so much. So in the lost display, he becomes Acnologia. So as you see, like Loxus and all of the former like dragon slayers, like the new generation, the old generation dragon slayers and whatnot, he comes along and he does what Acnologia does, like he feasts upon and whatnot, and he just takes like their bodies and he starts feasting. He starts having like a good old feast and whatnot, cannibalism, He's just like monking on their bodies and whatever, and he's gaining like the power, right? He's gaining the power of every dragon that was ever defeated, every dragon slayer that was ever defeated, and he's taking their body and their powers, and one night he becomes like the new Dragon King. Now, even though people would say like this theory wouldn't make any sense because the antibodies inside Natsu was basically preventing him not to become like a full dragon, but this time in this theory, him consuming all of those other dragon slayers and whatnot, it kind of like nullifies that. So it's sick that he wouldn't become like Igneel, like he wouldn't have like his like the dragon form of Igneel. It would be like a little bit sicker. It'd be a lot sicker and whatnot. Probably like maybe red and black, probably like this red and black. And it'd be so dope because he's insanely pissed, and after for a while he just goes on like he disappears for like 5 years, right? 5 years. He disappears for like 5 years, and Gray is worried because he's hunting him down, he's trying to like talk some sense to him, see where he went at and whatnot, and after for a while he starts talking like how Acnologia is talking about, like this world needs to disappear and whatnot, everyone in it's worthless, it's pointless, this and that, and he just starts killing people because Happy is dead, so it's like there's no point. He has nothing left. So he just goes on this rampage and he just starts killing people. And then Gray is like, wait, this is not you. Like, you never was like this. You never was like this. And he was like, I have nothing else to live for. He was like, everybody's dead and whatnot. So at this time, Juvia and Gray, they would have already had like a family. They would have already had like a family because they was like the only ones that's still alive and whatnot. But and the fear of Gray feeling that if Natsu would ever probably target him or his family, he took Juvia. He told Juvia take the kids and go somewhere safe and whatnot, because Natsu he lost his mind this time. He become like the new Dragon King, because it's like how when Natsu defeated Acnologia, he told him like, oh, now you're the new Dragon King, and that's when Natsu just turned it down and whatnot, because he was like, well, I'm not like that. In this theory, he would, like I said, he would have taken the mantle of becoming like the Dragon King and whatnot. He just would have just pledged his murder for everybody and whatnot. He just would have felt hatred and everything and despair, all that stuff. He would have turned evil and whatnot. And only person that could have probably stopped him would have been Gray. Now, even though Natsu is insanely powerful because he has everybody's power, like he has it all. He's light, fire, everything. You know, he has it all and whatnot. He's insanely powerful. He's murdering everybody, and there's not a damn thing nobody can do about it. Until Gray comes along. Gray tries to talk sense into him for like the times that he catches up to him, but Natsu hesitates to kill him. But he tells him, like, you know, the next time we see each other, I will kill you and stuff, and murder your family and like that. So only thing that Gray knows at his disposal that probably would stop Natsu is his ice shell. And Natsu knows this. Natsu knows that probably might be the only move that would stop him and whatnot. So he's like, you know, he's taking it easy and whatnot. But you see him going off to like other continents, and he's like nuking all over the place and just destroying anything that he sees and whatnot, because he comes back and he's pissed because in his 5 years of absence, he's reflecting on a lot of things in his life. He's reflecting on a lot of things that a lot of people that he felt deemed that could have been saved and whatnot, and he just feels like maybe the things that he did up to now was worthless. It was pointless, to the point where he felt like he couldn't really protect anybody, because it's like after everybody gave him the power to defeat him, but at what great, you know, risk. Like, what was the great risk of this? Like, he gained the power to defeat him, but now everybody's dead. So he's kind of like in confusion with his emotions. So he's killing a lot of people, but he's just stuck with the past memories of what happened and whatnot. So he's really conflicted on what he's trying to do and whatnot, because he's like, he feels that this is what he should do, but he knows it's wrong and whatnot. So he wants to be stopped. And this point of desperation, he wants to be stopped. He's begging for someone to kill him. So it's Gray. So he wants Gray to come along and to kill him, but he feels that Gray isn't strong enough to kill him, but to only seal him and whatnot. So they fight into like a death, like, you know. But it's like Gray is losing because he's nowhere near strong enough to defeat Natsu. He's nowhere near. So he uses the only ability to actually take him down is his ice shell. So he seals him. So he seals him up and whatnot. And he's like, you know, if I can't defeat you, then I might as well seal you up. So, you know, Juvia's there, you know, the kids is there and stuff, and it's like they watching as they flawless defeat Natsu, and he's like, this is the only way, this is nice, and I'm sorry. And, you know, I think that would have been more sick and cool, because they would have had like this very sad thing going on, because it's like, you know, Juvia, as you see, Juvia was always obsessed over Gray, but to see Gray sealing Natsu away, and this is the only way to stop him permanently forever, she's like, I don't want to see you go, this and that and whatnot. Very hard, very, very dark and stuff, because like I said, Natsu's killing a lot of people, and the only person that can stop him is Gray. So it's like he seals him up and whatnot, and it's like, this is the only way to like help him burden the pain and whatnot of every loss that he felt. And then that's when he come to realizing that, you know, there could have been a way he could have started over, but he didn't know how to. So he just became this way. He didn't know what to do, because he just was like, you know, he became the new Dragon King, and this is how Acnologia felt. But it was different, because Acnologia was the dragon that murdered and whatnot, and he became that dragon, and he fell into his despair and whatnot. So it's like, it's quite interesting. It's very interesting to see how it would have turned out, how Acnologia would have just murdered everybody, and Natsu would have became the new Acnologia, and the only person that would have stopped it would have been Gray. So Gray would have sealed him. Gray would have like sealed him up and whatnot, and it would have been very heartbreaking and stuff like that. And now I wouldn't say Natsu would have just broke out of it and whatnot, just started killing. I would have been like, nah, this probably would have been like the only thing, because Gray in his 5 years of absence, it's not that he wasn't just looking for Natsu. He's training, like he was training, learning like all types of other ice abilities and whatnot, to just try to like to see him. Oh, by the way, and his ice friend dies. I forgot the name of him. I forgot the name, but he also dies too. Like he also dies too, because he tries to like fight Natsu and it doesn't work out and he dies. so you know, he dies and whatnot, and then that kind of also triggers Gray to like come out, because he's like, well, you know, because the thing is, he tries to use Ice Shell, but he doesn't. He doesn't want him to use it, so obviously he kills him. He wants to fight Gray and whatnot, because it's Gray is his rival, so it's like him. It's like it's whatever. So he kills him and whatnot. So it's like that will also trigger and enrage Gray to try to kill Natsu, but it's like he sees Natsu in pain, so it's like all this bloodshed that Natsu caused over his 5-year span after his disappearance and whatnot. He's like, the only way to stop him is to seal him. So he knows what to do. So he seals up Natsu and whatnot. And it's like, that's when you see, like, he has, like, everybody on his side and whatnot. Now, it's ironic because everybody who gave Natsu the power to take down Arachnologia is the same people. That's, like, probably, like, the next generation of wizards is, like, giving him power. Like they're giving him like power and whatnot to seal and to take away to take away Natsu's power and whatnot, just to like seal him up and stuff, because it's like he has like no other option to like do anything, because again, Natsu is insanely powerful and whatnot, like insanely powerful, and anything that they tried to do in that time, it would have a result to like failure and whatnot. So I think that would have been kind of dope. I think that would have been kind of dope to see like those two actually fight, because it's like we did see them fight like that one time, but I was like, it wasn't intense, because the one thing about yes, it's good, it's good, but it doesn't have like that intense, that dark where you like these sick twists, these darks, and you like, oh my god, like yo, put this in here. We want more. It's like it's good, it's light tone, and it's like, oh, that's it. And you're like, but I want more. Like, what is this and stuff? So I was like, I think if they would have went down this road, oh my god, it would have been so good. Even though Arachnologia was still good though. Like the story of him becoming like the Dragon King and under the Dragon Festival, it still was good. But I felt like, I wouldn't say like Natsu would have like taken the role of being like the apprentice or the successor. It's just that in that desperation and how he fell into despair of everybody just died in front of him and whatnot, because the moment he thought that Lucy died was it. Now I wouldn't say it would have been like that Obito moment. It would have not slightly, okay, it would have been a little bit like that Obito moment, just a little bit, but it would have been different. Not that you see best friend killing. It would have been a little bit different, where he would have seen everybody dying. She telling him how she felt. Happy's like doing this and that. He goes off and whatnot. Like I said, man, a healed, very dark Natsu under his 5 years disappearance runs around, just kills and destroys everything that he sees and he touches. Gray comes along, becomes stronger than he previously was, seals him up, and that'll be it. I think that sucker will be freaking dope. But yeah, if you like what you heard, right? If you like what you heard, what you like, please subscribe, share, do all that wonderful stuff, and I'll catch you later.